Do you want to know how to get the high-end look for less? Today we are going to be going thrift shopping. I've got my friends Leslie and Lisa here today. We're going to go thrifting and see what we can find that has that high-end look without the high-end price tag. And also we're going to be playing a game, and also we are going to be celebrating Ellie's her daughter's bridal shower. Leslie and a few other friends are helping me throw a bridal shower for her. She's getting married soon and it's so much fun. And so this is going to be a jam-packed episode full of fun. So don't miss it, and let's get on the road. What do you think, ladies?
I think let's go. I love the thrift store.
Huge sale going on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Woo! Okay, so us Floridians who are wimps, we're all freezing, so we're gonna do this really quick, but we're gonna be doing the 3-minute challenge. If you've been watching my channel, you know what that is. We are gonna go in and have 3 minutes to find the bougiest piece of home decor we can physically carry, and then we're gonna see who wins.
Oh, we have to carry it?
Yeah, you can't just get a big piece of furniture.
Yeah, it's got to be carried. Well, you know.
I heard there was a grandfather clock in there. Justin said I should go for that.
Nope, you have to be able to physically carry it.
Okay.
So, and then, I don't know, we've all kind of taken our turn winning, so this could get
this is
really
a fresh start, a fresh reset.
But the last time we were with Leslie, she won, so.
That's true.
I did win.
But I won last time.
Okay, so let's go in and start the challenge.
Okay.
Like once a week.
The 3-minute challenge begins right now. Let's go. Let's go. All right, you're gonna see if you can try to carry that.
It's already got the price tag on it, so you know how much it's gonna be.
Well, no, it's probably worth way more.
That's how much they're selling it for, not how much it's worth.
Goodness, this would be so much fun to reupholster. That's actually a really cute couch. It just needs better fabric. That's kind of cool. These things are hope chests. They're very expensive.
They are, but you can't carry it.
I can't, but I can make it over in my episode. Is that a canvas? I need something kind of like this, but I need two. We have really nice furniture pieces here, like all the time. I wanted to do a bench, but I don't really like the shape of that one, so even making it over wouldn't. But look at that giant door. That's really pretty, like if you were going for like more of a rustic look. Okay, so we're looking, and I'm not seeing anything that's grabbing my eye just yet, but maybe I can find something really hard for Lisa while we're also looking for stuff for the challenge. Hey, Lisa, you said no farm animals, but you did not say no sharks. What do we think? Should we get that for Lisa? I love it. Lisa, this is coming your way.
It's horrible.
It's really, and it even says like Slim Jim to boot.
Beer making kit. Do you think that's worth money?
Beer making kit. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Actually, same.
For the 3-minute challenge, but this is kind of cute. I don't know if I'm gonna get it though. It's plastic. I thought it was glass. Their selection is not as good today, and they've got like a talk radio going on the background, so sorry about that. That's a good like base for something else. Let's go look over here. Okay, this frame has a lot of potential. Oh, it looks older, and it's only $8.99. Totally gonna buy that. You guys, there's only 1 minute left. 1 minute left.
Okay.
Make sure you found. Oh, Leslie looks like she's found some.
Don't look.
Okay, have like less than a minute, and I cannot find anything that I think is like gonna make me win anything. So we gotta look. Point, I'm gonna do the Lincoln log set because I think it might be vintage, but I'm gonna keep looking at just a little bit more. But otherwise, it's gonna be a vintage Lincoln log set. It's not really home decor though. That doesn't follow the rules. I gotta put it back. It's gotta be home decor. Dang it. I gotta make a decision here soon. I'm about out of time. Oh no. What I do, I can always use an extra tripod, and that's only $3.99. I'm not really gonna make it over, but at least I will have it. Okay, this has some stained glass on it. Maybe this is my piece. I don't know. All right, so we've got our challenge pieces. I'm going with this little wall grandfather clock. What do you got, Lisa? Oh wait, yeah.
Okay.
She can't lift it up. So does that really count?
It does, because I have an injury.
She hurt her back.
Well, let it
slide.
Let me show you.
Heavy. So it's this beautiful vintage typewriter with some lovely lettering all over the place. Actually, is it a typewriter or is it like a calculator?
I think that's like an accounting machine of some sort.
Yeah, so I'm going to choose an accounting machine.
Or whatever.
Okay.
Or whatever it is.
And what do you got?
I'm not sure. I guess they're salt and pepper shakers. They look super old, and that's all.
They look silver, like real silver.
Yeah, like real something. So that's the only reason I grabbed them.
You won with silver piece
I did
last time.
because again, I feel like it's probably old.
You're
because
probably
it's
right.
tarnished.
So we're gonna check it and we're gonna show you later, but not quite yet. So who's gonna win?
Well, me.
I don't know. I think my grandfather clock's a pretty good
But
one.
mine is like heavy duty. It's old.
Mine's real
vintage.
All right. We'll let you know later in the episode. I know Lisa has a daughter getting married, and I know she needs decor and decorations for that. And I know weddings are freaking expensive, like so expensive. So I found something that I think she can turn into some beautiful wedding decor. It's up kind of high. It's right there. I might have to get some help getting it down, but I think that's our one for her because I think she can turn it into some wedding decor and save some money on those expensive wedding that she's got to plan. Leslie, what did you find for Lisa?
I don't know what it's some sort of like pretend candle. I don't. It's super dusty, but
Yeah, it doesn't have like a shade on it or anything.
no, and it's kind of ugly. But like again, we know Lisa, and she's gonna make it something amazing.
Yeah,
so.
I think she'll like the crystal on it.
That's
and
what I was thinking too.
It kind of looks
So,
like a candlestick.
yeah,
but-
pretend candle.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I think it's a good choice. Okay, so this is proof that even like the best thrift stores sometimes are a little picked over, and that was the case today.
It was a little picked over.
We still had a blast,
We
didn't
still,
we?
we still got some good stuff.
I
so
did.
That's okay.
I've had my eyes on some things on Facebook Marketplace, and so we might have to go get those now. So
Okay.
we'll stay tuned for that, and let's get back, and I'll do a haul.
And and I'm gonna go home and unbag my mystery items and see what they did. I know they're nice. It's gonna be fabulous. I'm not worried about anything.
Are we though? All right, we'll get back home and I'll show you all of my finds that I got here and tell you what else I have in mind.
Perfect.
Okay, we are back from our thrifting adventures and we're gonna do a quick mini haul. I didn't get very many things because there wasn't really a whole lot there. There are some dressers that I've been eyeing off of Facebook that we're gonna go get. And then also, do you remember those $1,800 lamps and how they were missing or one of them or both of them were missing the covers on them? Ordered those. And then also, we're gonna get them up and running, working, polished up, looking good. So those are some things that are gonna be coming in this episode. This is kind of random. I just got a little $3.99 tripod because I'm always in need of one, and it seems decent enough for $3.99. We're not going to do anything with this, obviously, except for maybe put a camera on it during this episode at some point. And then, of course, I found these little candlesticks. I think they were like 99 cents a piece. I don't really know what I'll do with them. Maybe we can make them gold and look a little bit more expensive than 99 cents, but I liked the shape and it was a good price, and there wasn't a whole lot to choose from. So also for 99 cents, I got this, which I believe obviously is a candle base due to the wax and the little spike. It's in rough shape for 99 cents. So we'll be doing some kind of paint treatment to it. I don't know if we'll leave it gold, if we're gonna make it a different color, what we're gonna do with this. I don't know if we're gonna use it for a candle or make it a base for something. I'm gonna have to think on this and see if I can come up with some creative ideas. But that is one thing that I got. And one of my favorite finds though was this frame right here, because even though I don't love the gold finish on it and I don't really appreciate this white crackled finish, I think that we can paint this to look like some of the other frames that I have in my house. So this one was a really good find, and it was $8.99. It has a price on here of $49.99, but the tag looks really, really old, so I don't know how old this frame is. Maybe we'll have to Google Lens it and see what we can find out about this. Okay, let's see if we can use Google Lens to find out anything about this. So let's take a picture. Okay, I found it on Etsy for $147.56. This, just the frame. I still am gonna paint it. I do wanna keep it and I wanna like it, so we're gonna go ahead and paint it. That might stress some of you out. But I really like this frame, and I would spend more at Home Goods buying it, so I'm okay altering this, but we did get a good score on this frame and it's beautiful. Okay, real quick, I found a black version where the cream and crackled version is. They've painted the inside black. That has my wheel spinning. Maybe I won't paint the whole thing. Maybe I'll just paint that little section like a black color, or maybe we'll do the whole thing. I don't know, but that gives me an idea. So there you go. Okay, so first out of the gate, we are going to be tackling the dressers because I was most excited about that. I have had these two open spaces behind me on either side of the fireplace for a while, and I have been looking and looking and looking for the perfect thing for months, maybe even the entire year that we've lived here. So when I came across these, I couldn't believe it. So they had originally been marked at $400 for the pair, and they had been on the market for a while, and then they had been cut in half to $200, $100 for each dresser, and I knew I needed to snag them. That is a really, really good deal. But it did say in the description that they needed some work, which was true. So when I bought them, I was full intending on having to paint them because I just assumed that it was going to need a lot of work based off of the descriptions. There you go. That might be it might have been to her detriment on why she didn't sell them. And at the same time, it was my gain in the end. So I went and picked them up. All right, we got them. They're so nice, aren't they, honey?
Yes.
We scored. They're a good deal, but they do need a little work, but we'll fix it and it will look so good.
You got to get all the cat hair off.
Oh no, my husband's allergic to cats, and that's kind of one of the things about buying secondhand furniture is, you know, his allergies.
It was a really good deal. You did really good.
Yep. My big strong boys, they're so strong. I'm so proud of them. Aren't these dressers so beautiful? Okay, so the listing said that they were kind of a project set of dressers, and they are. But like in my mind, I was envisioning something a little bit worse for wear. And when I made the decision to buy them, I fully intended to paint these black to match some of my other pieces and bring a little bit more black into this living room space. But now that I've seen them with the other dresser that we have in here and with the feet on the chairs in here, I kind of think they make sense to stay this, and they're not in as bad a condition as I had envisioned. I mean, there's this set opens and closes just fine. On the other set, we're gonna need to do a little bit of drawer repair because some of them are kind of wobbly. But as far as everything else, there's a couple of areas where like the stain is lifting or like the stain is wearing down, and it just needs a good kind of like refinish without refinishing it. Like I'm not stripping it down to the wood and restaining. Basically what my goal is to clean up the handles. I've got some brasso. We're gonna try to polish the brass on the handles. We're gonna try to kind of correct some of the areas where the stain has worn down. I've got some stain markers. And then we're gonna put like, what's it called? The word I was thinking of is Danish oil. And I didn't even end up getting Danish oil. What I got here is this tried and true original wood finish. It's a polymerized linseed oil and beeswax. We're gonna use this to finish it in the end, but I also got some furniture markers to try to fix up some of the edges. Plus, I may do something a little bit more decorative on these little wood appliques right here. Very subtle. I'll make you hold on a second for just that. But the first thing I thought we could do is take off the hardware, clean up the hardware, and then start working on the finish. On the ones that we've got the dressers that are loose, we're gonna try to fix that with wood glue, maybe screws, so that it will be another functioning drawer. I mean, they function. They're just, you know, on those old dressers, they can get loose. So we're gonna try to fix that. So we're gonna try to restore these without painting them. You know, maybe one day down the road I'll paint them, but I really think that they need to stay this color. And I think we can make them look really good again. We started out by removing all of the hardware. And then I decided to give all the hardware a really good cleaning with some brasso, and that really polished them up a lot. Now it still left some of the aged patina, which is great because I love that. It adds character to it, but they really started to shine and look way better than they did before. And I was really happy with the end result of the hardware. But before we could put them back on, we needed to address the dressers themselves. Now, there was a couple of chips and a couple of spots where they had been worn down. And so I took one and I colored on the stain before, and then one I did the stain after I did the cleaning. So I'll tell you kind of the end results of what I think. But ultimately, I took some this tried and true sealer, which is a boiled linseed oil, and then it has a hardener in it. Now this is something that I used on a similar style of furniture years ago. Boiled linseed oil totally brought it back to life, and I was hopeful that it would do the same in this case. And it totally did, just using that. So the way you do it is you put it on very, it says to do a thin coat of it. I just wipe it on with a clean cloth and wiped it all over, and that really reinvigorates the finish. It cleans off some of the excess dirt, and it just really gave new life to our pieces. Okay, now we're gonna polish this up. I mean, it's been sitting with the linseed oil on it for an hour. We're gonna just kind of get rid of the excess until it's dry. Okay, so this is infinitely better than it was. This is the second dresser, and it was in a little bit rougher shape. The first dresser, I'm only gonna do one coat on, and this one, I think I am gonna do a repeat coat of this linseed oil stuff, tried and true. It's really, really working, but this was just so bone dry that I just think that it needs another layer of it. And then we may even also need to go in after the fact with the stain pen again. I do think doing it now, I would probably do the stain pen in most cases after the fact. There's a few instances like on the chips and everything, I think I would recommend doing that at the beginning. For the most part, I would wait to do the stain pen until after you've kind of refinished it, because it really does suck in the stain pen, and then if it's really, really dry, you can kind of see the marker marks. So anyways, learn from that. You don't, now that it's all oiled up and everything, you don't notice it as much, but I think I would recommend in most cases, not all the cases, but most cases, do the touch-up stain pen after you've done the oil. So there you go. And then you wait about an hour, and then you come in with a new white cloth and you keep buffing it out until it doesn't have any more resistance for it. You'll feel it when you're wiping it after it's been sitting for an hour. Basically, you're just getting rid of any excess, and once you are not met with any resistance when you're wiping, it will start getting really smooth. Then you know that you're in a good spot. Then it takes another 24 hours to really cure, maybe even up to 48 hours to get a nice finish on the wood. But I was comfortable enough after the hour to go ahead and reapply the hardware on the dresser. The other dresser drawers had, wobbly. Now we could deal with that if we want, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some wood glue, and in this case I just use this one because it's fast setting, to put it into place. Now the reason I am doing this first, I'm gonna put the wood glue on, slide the dresser, get it positioned how I want. We're gonna let that fully dry. The reason being is I don't wanna rip off the back and all of that to try to get in there and position it just so, and we just need to let it set up in the position, then we can go back in with some screws later and screw it into place. But wood glue is surprisingly strong. So if you have a dresser that's kind of wobbling, there's a couple things you can do. The first is wood glue it into place. That will give you a lot of stability. And then the second is adding like a screw or something to reinforce that.
We'll always remember how it felt.
So right now we've just got the glue. I'm letting it set up a little bit longer, and then we can go back in and add a screw to stabilize those drawers. And I was so in love. I could not believe how amazing this looked. Now, as I had mentioned, I was planning on painting it, and I also had another idea that I was gonna do when I painted it, and then I still wanted to do that same idea once I just refinished the wood, but then I got second guessing. Now, you'll notice on either side that there are these wood appliques that are like floral appliques on the upper corners of the dresser, and I was really wanting to rub and buff some gold on those, but after I polished them up, I got a little nervous to do it. So you'll have to let me know. I didn't end up doing it. I decided that I better stick with just the original finish and the original intent of it, because I found out that at minimum, each one of these dressers, now like cleaned up and looking good, are worth about $1,500 a piece. So, and we paid $100 a piece. So that just goes to show you, you shouldn't overlook furniture pieces that need a little bit of work. Now, up next, we're gonna do the lamps that I got on a thrifting adventure a couple months ago. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you will know that I almost made these over. Okay, but before we get started on the lamp, as I had mentioned, I am throwing a shower for Lisa's daughter, Ellie, who's getting married next month. And I had this crazy harebrained idea to do a game show of how well she knew her fiance. And so I used AI to even create like a theme song. It's hilarious. But I needed to get that edited.
How well do you know, Mac? Answer quick, don't look back. Spin the wheel and take a crack. How well do you know, Mac?
What is your favorite meal or dish that Ellie has cooked? This might be.
Well, there's not a lot of them, so.
Where was your first kiss?
Ooh, our first kiss was outside of a rock climbing gym.
How well do you know, Mac? Answer quick, don't look back.
So let's see what happened. I decided to Google Lens this, and I don't know why I didn't do this before, because that's what we do in the 3-minute challenge. I used Google Lens, and I happened to find a pair of these that just sold for $1,800 for the set. $1,800. We didn't give them a makeover, and they've actually just been sitting up in my craft room since then. And because one of them was missing a shade, I went ahead and ordered that. And then also both of them had like weird things with their switches. Now, so I ordered light switches off of Amazon. I got 2 different kinds. One's more of a button kind and one's more of a key kind. But before we install those, we needed to clean them up. I'm just getting ready to rub and buff this brass lamp, and I'm looking at it, and I think it's been painted. Let me show you what I'm seeing. See that? That looks like paint bleed. That looks like paint here. And then I don't know if you can see it, but I feel like I can see brush strokes, and definitely can see brush strokes on here. And I'll try to use a different camera so you can see, because and then looking close here, I feel like I can see brush strokes here. So I don't know how I'm gonna brush it. In fact, if you scratch some of it off, you can kind of see. It's kind of a bummer. I think it devalues it for one, and for two, now I can't brasso it because it's painted and I don't necessarily want to rub and buff it. So I may just leave it alone for now. I did get some new switches, and I have a second option coming in the morning to switch out the switches. And then also one of the lamp fixtures was missing one of the shades, and I found a matching one off of Etsy, and I ordered that a couple of months ago. I'm seeing more evidence that this has been painted. What a bummer. I was just going to polish up the brass, but it looks like I can't do that. And I don't know what that does to the value if it's been painted. I guess we'll leave it as it. We'll see what we do with them. I may keep them. Might want to just live with them for a while, and then, you know, there's no value there. There's no reason to send that off to like an auction house or anything. If any of you guys know how much value that reduces the thing if it's been painted, even though it looks like the original color, it's clearly been painted. So that's kind of a bummer. Let me know in the comment section below. We're gonna move on to the next problem, which is the light switch. So I went ahead and I started out with the key ones because I thought that looked very vintage. I don't know if they're gonna work. I don't know if that's the problem, but they don't turn on very well. Like, you're supposed to be able to thread them on and then it turns on. It was a struggle. I was able to get them to turn on, but not easily. So I also ordered like a button version of the light switch, and I'm gonna try those out. They just arrived just before I am filming this, so I'm gonna try that here in a little bit and see if that works. But yeah, no, I am able to get them on, but I am having to really like kind of unplug and plug it back in at this point because I don't trust the switch. So we've got to work on that a little bit. What do you think about them in here? I think that they actually look really, really pretty. I'm gonna give them, they kind of remind me of the 2 candlesticks that are on the mantle. So we're gonna give them a try for a little bit. Again, I'm gonna need some artwork or something above these. I have some ideas. I haven't decided for sure. I think mirrors would look beautiful, except for I have this really ginormous mirror right here, and I have some mirrors in the entryway. And I think we've got enough mirrors in here. So I'm gonna try to come up with another idea. I thought about doing like wallpaper panels that are trimmed out behind it, or maybe some kind of art panel, or maybe I think they're called a trumeau, like mirror, but without the mirror, or maybe I'll try the mirror and we'll just see. So if you have an idea for something, I don't want it to be typical art because I've got some of those floral art pieces around already, and I don't want it to be crazy like on that. I want it to be something kind of unique. So I'm thinking either like a wallpaper panel or some kind of textural art or something. So if you have a good idea, let me know. But overall, I feel like it's in a place now that I can leave it be we might put a couple of new accessories and things here and there. But overall, I feel like we're in a good spot to leave it be for just the time being and move on to some other projects. And I feel like this room feels more finished, minus a couple pillows that I'm waiting for some fabric to come in because I need a little bit more color and stuff on the chairs. But for the most part, I feel really good about how this living room is looking. It's come a long way since we bought it. Then came the bridal shower morning. It was crazy. Now, first of all, we had to move the location because about a week ago, my husband and I went to the Dominican Republic and we both came back with salmonella. However, my husband got it way worse than me. It affected me for maybe like a day, 12 hours or whatever, but my husband, it affected him for over a week and he's still kind of trying to get through it. He even was hospitalized. It was so bad. And because he was hospitalized and he found out it was salmonella poisoning, we had the health department calling and like and interviewing and wanted to know where we had traveled and like doing all of their things, which is, I'm glad they do that. We do feel like we got it at the Punta Cana airport at the Wendy's there. Anyways, that was not fun for either of us, but especially not fun for my husband. So we were supposed to be having the bridal shower here, but let's just say that wasn't going to happen. My husband was so sick in bed. I didn't want the guests to feel uncomfortable. I didn't want my husband to feel uncomfortable. So I was like, what am I going to do? I was supposed to be letting Lisa off the hook, but I gave Lisa a call and said, oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? And she said, let's bring it on over. So if anybody came, we tried to spread the word as fast as possible. I think everybody got the word, but in case, I left a note on the door saying that the location had been moved a few houses down. And so it was so crazy. Her home is beautiful, obviously, and built for showers. She's hosted a lot of them. Anyway, so that's the drama of moving the location. But that still, meant I had a lot to do to get over to her house. Good morning. So this morning, it is Ellie's bridal shower. Okay, let me show you what I got. So first of all, I printed out, her invitation was very similar to this for the bridal shower. I've got the location change. I'm going to hang this on my door. We tried to get the word out. It was very last minute, so hopefully everybody got the notice. If they didn't, it's only a few houses down. So, okay, the first thing that we're doing, let's see if I can find what I've got here. This one's super easy and super fun. And I made a little poem that says, marriage advice. We ask for your wisdom, your love, and your care for a marriage that's lasting beyond compare. What's the secret to joy through the highs and the lows? Share your advice as this new journey begins to grow. So what we're doing is we have a pad of paper and a bunch of pens, and we will have people write their best marriage advice on this, and then we'll go around and share it with everybody. I love to hear it. It's always good to get new ideas to keep your marriage strong and all of that. And that leads me to the big question. What is your best marriage advice for this newlywed couple? If you put that in the comment section below, I'll make sure that they read it. What is your secret to a long-lasting and happy marriage? And then we've got another little game, and it's called How Many Kisses? And I'm guessing you can probably figure out what we're going to do here. So I have a jar full of kisses, which I'm actually going to wrap in cellophane with a cute little bow, and maybe even like a little pink flower, and be really, really cute. And this poem says, take a guess how many kisses inside Hershey's sweet treats, all stacked with pride. Guess the number, don't go too far. The one closest wins the jar. So it's kind of just a little cheesy. And we'll put that in another frame next to it as well. That's what we got going. But the funnest game you're going to have to wait for is like a quiz game show. So Ellie doesn't know that we're doing this, and Lisa does not know that we're doing this. Hopefully, if the groom kept my little secret, is that we are doing a quiz game show that I recorded, and I even came up with a fun little jingle. The idea is I quizzed him, and it's going to be how well does she know her groom. So for every wrong answer she gets, she's going to have to put one of these marshmallows in her cheek and try to answer the rest of the questions. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes. So hopefully she knows her groom really, really well and doesn't have to stick any marshmallows in her cheek, but it should be a lot of fun. And Ellie is a good sport, so I'm sure she'll be fine with it. But let's finish up some of these things. Okay, do you recognize some of those pink flowers? All right, now it's time we're going to go ahead and wrap this in this jar and try to make it cute. So, and then I have some other things that we got to do. Then we're going to go in the kitchen and do some food prep. So hopefully we can get this all done. And I'm feeling under the gun a little bit. That last minute sprint. Also, I ordered some stuff that didn't arrive, and so I'm kind of bummed about that. But I'm like actually questioning whether I ordered it at all or not, because I can't even find the order confirmation, but I know I did it, so it's making me crazy. But it hasn't showed up. Can't find an order confirmation. I swear I got one right when I ordered the stuff. One of them was their gift that I was going to also use as decor. We're just going to wrap that in cellophane. Now this is just a Dollar Tree base that I had in my stash. The cellophane's from the Dollar Tree. These ribbons I always get on clearance. I think this is from the Dollar Tree, and this what I got on clearance at, like, I don't know, Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that. So we're gonna layer this up. If you ever order something and you're like, I swear I ordered that, and then you didn't, that's where I think I'm at right now. So what I ordered was a really cute, like, photo backdrops to have like a little photo booth, and I found it for like a really good price. Haven't seen that come. And I also ordered a sign, like one of those light up signs, those neon signs that were light up, that said Ellie and Mac. I can't find the confirmation. I remember doing it. I remember hitting order. I remember getting like a confirmation on my phone saying that the order went through. Yet here we are, no backdrop, no lighted sign gift. Trim off some of that. Okay, so that bow doesn't look very pretty, but hopefully we can get it looking pretty. What is going on? This is all, okay, there we go. I was like, what is happening? Okay, this one is too big, this loop. And we have like the pink bow going through. So Ellie's wedding colors are pinks, like light blush pink. I don't know if it's this exact shade, but hopefully this is kind of close. All right. So next up, we're gonna make these little food labels for all the food that we are doing. So briefly, the menu is French toast bake, because this is a breakfast. We're starting at 10:30. French toast bake, Cracker Barrel potato casserole, which we're making from scratch, bacon, fresh strawberries and whipped cream, and scrambled eggs. And then we're going to have an infused water. I think that's everything, but we're going to take a chalkboard pen, and I was never meant to be a teacher, so we'll see how this goes. My handwriting on a chalkboard is not that great, but I'm using a chalkboard pen, so we'll see how it goes. So the first one, my handwriting for this is so bad. Let's see. That's not very white. Oh man, it looks like it's drying a little whiter. That's good. And then we have an extra we needed, so there we go. They are drying lighter, so you can see how cute. I just got these at Hobby Lobby. It was 4 for $1.99, and they were probably on sale because I always buy things on sale, so maybe 4 for $1. So cute.
It was a crazy morning on getting those prepped, and we'll get back to that in just a second. But in the meantime, you'll remember that on our thrifting adventure, I found the most beautiful gold frame for $8.99. That was such a good deal. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the cream crackled finish, and I did find frames almost identical that were painted out black, and so I was like, well, black, I like black. That could work really, really well with it, especially in my decor. So I very painstakingly taped everything off. Now you'll notice I didn't do a very detailed job around those detailed areas, and that's because I then went back in and took a blade and cut around those to the best of my ability. I made sure everything was pressed down as good as possible, and then I went out to my garage.
Okay, so it is on the border of the temperature that is acceptable to spray paint outside, so we are gonna spray paint really quick, and then I'm gonna drop the garage door down as quickly as we can so that it's not quite as cold as it dries. But this could get dicey. I mean, I'm gonna go for it because I do think spray paint is the best way. I don't want to see any brush marks or anything. If it doesn't work, then I'll use some like cabinet enamel paint, but we're gonna try spray paint and see how it goes.
Yeah, it was like really, really cold and rainy, which neither of those things are really great for spray paint. So I sprayed it with the door open, took the precautions I needed to, but then as soon as I felt like it was safe, I shut the garage door, let it sit out there for a while, and then when it was kind of sort of dried mostly and a lot of the fumes were gone, I brought it into the house to fully dry, a warmer, drier climate inside, and so I let it finish out there. And then I peeled back everything, and for the most part, it was really, really good. Now there were a couple of spots I missed taping or like cutting out when we did the edge work. So I just used a little bit of black paint to kind of touch up in those little areas. You don't notice it at all. And then also there was some damage on the gold part of the frame. So I just very carefully used like a gold paint pen and some rub and buff to kind of disguise those imperfections from the gold part of the frame, because we didn't really do anything to that. Now, if we don't like this black and gold frame after a while, I would be okay like spraying it all out gold, using some gold leaf and some rub and buff to just do an all gold frame, which I have a lot of in my house, but I really love how the frame turned out. Now, I needed some art in it because it didn't come with art in it. So I actually already had an extra print that I had printed when I was doing like the living room stuff. I wasn't sure between two prints what I wanted to use. I ended up using the other one. So I had this one ready to go. So I just peeled off the backing of it, stuck it on, and then that was our art. Voila. I love the way this looks, and I put it on the staircase for now. I don't know if it's gonna stay there because I do have some plans for some molding on the staircase area that I kind of want to start in the not so far future, because I think what we could do is like that stairwell area to give me like a feeling of what it's gonna look like everywhere else without having to do all of it. So I can see if I want, well, I 100% want to do picture box molding everywhere. What I'm not 100% sure on is whether I want it all white everywhere or if I want to leave it more of as a textural thing rather than a also painting it out white. Anyways, you know what I'm saying, right? Anyways, so that picture will stay there until we do that. But in the meantime, I think it adds a little bit of interest and a little pop of color in that stairwell area for now. And maybe we'll add to it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so we frantically got together all of the decor items and put them in bins and all of that for all of my games and decor and things. And then of course, Lisa decorated on her end because she's amazing and her house is just beautiful anyways. But then we needed to do a little food prep.
We're gonna make the French toast casserole, the hash brown casserole, some scrambled eggs, some whipped cream, and some strawberries. For the things that I can provide recipes for, I will. I'm not gonna do a tutorial, but we're gonna get this ready. And then once we have it prepped, we'll take it over to Lisa's house and bake it there so it's nice and fresh. So let's get this going because we need to get on the road. Stressed. I'm running a little bit late. I've got to run some food over to get it in the oven, and then we're gonna come back for some other stuff, but we gotta get it in the oven. I am telling you, once I got the food done, I had to run it down to her house, get it in the oven because I was really running out of time. And then I came back and did a little bit more food prep and got the rest of the stuff. And then I loaded it all up in my vehicle and took it to her house. It was crazy. Okay, so I was pretty hair on fire for a minute there, but we're here, it's getting set up, we're getting there, it's all good. Now, if you're enjoying this kind of craziness and you enjoy thrift flips, IKEA hacks, and home decor ideas, room makeovers, and all of that, I have made a goal to hit 500,000 subscribers this year. And if you're finding value in it, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it really helps my channel out. Plus, it gives you all of the updates from my community tab. I am doing polls over there. I'm asking you questions. I am actually pretty active on my community tab. In order to get those notifications, you're gonna wanna make sure you're subscribed because I've got some announcements coming up and all kinds of fun things. So I really appreciate it. Okay, moving on. Do you remember those 99-cent candlesticks, the black ones that were kind of wood? You know, they were cute. They were cute. There was nothing really wrong with them. I think in the right decor, that would have been great, but they were a little bit more country and I was going for something a little bit more elevated. So what I did is I mixed two different products. I used Rub and Buff. I had this gold cream paint also
in my stash, and I couldn't find the other rub and buff colors that I normally kind of mix and match to do this. So I'm like, well, I'll just use this gold cream paint and the rub and buff that's a little bit, and I just went in and did what I've done on a lot of things, and I tapped it with a chip brush, which shed like crazy, but it's okay because I always just know that when I use a chip brush, I'm gonna end up tossing them. That's kind of why I use them, is I don't wanna have to clean them after using rub and buff, because rub and buff is like an oil based, and so it just is a little bit more labor intensive to clean the brushes after that. Anyways, so I tap it, kind of swirl it, and really kind of went all over it, mixing the two colors to give it some depth. Also, it was an advantage that it was already black, because that's normally what I do, is I normally spray something black to begin with, because that gives like a little bit of that aging underneath. To have a little bit of that black peeking through kind of gives that a little bit of dimension and age, and I didn't have to do that because they were already black. So this is a very quick project, couple of minutes to do both of them and let them dry. This time I had to let it dry a little bit longer because I did use that cream paint, but it was really not long at all. And that's it. They're right there. They are so beautiful. They easily look like something that I could have spent $15 a piece on. They are so beautiful, and I spent 99 cents each candlestick, and it just goes to show you a little paint can go a long way on elevating a piece that you find in the thrift store. Okay, so we have worked really hard to get ready for the shower. How did it go? Well, I'm gonna give you a quick peek of the end result and show you how it went. We're done. We're headed over to her house right now. We're at Lisa's house that she so graciously let us raid because Greg is sick. And so we are getting ready. We've got it pretty under control.
Good.
So, well, she has a beautiful home, so that's easy.
Yeah, but she brought all these pretty flowers and the plates.
Oh my goodness. Now this is...
I'm excited.
We're excited. Yay! Let's get this girl married. Got our dear friend Pam over here cutting strawberries. She's just the best. She cooked food and she's helping set up. She's just the best. Thank you, Pam. Please here and her daughter. We're gonna be having so much fun. We're just finishing up. Ready?
I'm ready.
We got food. We got friends.
It's gonna be fabulous.
We don't have a bride yet.
We don't have a bride. I should go get her.
Where's the bride?
It's time.
We did it. A little hair on fire, but the party started. People are eating. It's all good.
It smells amazing.
It does.
Food looks delicious. It's gonna be fun. Everyone's gonna be full and happy.
Let's party.
Let's party.
This is Ellie. This is Lisa's daughter. She's the bride, and look at her beautiful dress. Look at you. Are you ready for the game?
I am. I'm so excited. I have no idea what's going on though, so I'm a little nervous.
You should be. All right. Hey. So I interviewed Mac a couple of days ago, and I created a little game show for you. Okay. It's called How Well Do You Know Mac? He didn't cheat with you. He promised me he wouldn't. Okay. All right. So every incorrect answer you get,
I have this stuff in my mouth.
in your cheek, and still answer the questions. Okay. So first of all, your son is very sweet. I just had the best time ever interviewing him. He's a doll. So she gets punished with a marshmallow for every incorrect answer. She has to put it in her cheek and answer the rest of the questions. But I created a little jingle with AI's help. And so we're gonna ask a question, he's gonna pause it, you're gonna answer, then we're gonna see his video to response, okay? How well do you know Mac?
Can you turn it up? Just
Question number one. Hey, pause. Oh, what was the first thing that he noticed about Ellie?
I feel like it was the dress that I wore the first time that he met me, or my eyes. I don't know. Like her hair.
Dad, pause.
Our first kiss was on the second date. We went rock climbing afterwards.
What?
And then after we were done.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh, our first kiss was outside of a rock climbing gym.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Yeah, where would if you could live literally anywhere in the world?
I'm gonna be so honest.
Okay. Anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Crete, Greece.
Hey, you gotta eat that last marshmallow. Alright, here is the
It's a cute little ring holder.
Oh, that's beautiful. Nice on your nightstand. She did really good. I'm at the quiz. Didn't you feel good? Like you crushed
I
it?
think I did pretty well. I think I got an A.
All right. So, are you guys so excited? What's the big day?
We're getting married February 8th.
All right. And your mom and I are conspiring on some videos to help you with your house. So
I know, we're excited.
okay. All right. Well, congratulations, you two. You guys are great.
Again.
Okay, so for our next project was that rough looking little like base thing that it looked like it had a candle on it. It had the little spike and there was evidence of like wax. Well, I just gave it a kind of a spit polish again here, using the same technique as the other candlesticks, and that is just like the rub and buff and the paint mixture, and I just kind of did the same thing on the base of that. Really quick, couple of minutes, and it totally gave it new life. Now, I could use this and put like a big wood round on it. I could have done like a marble round. That would make a beautiful platter. I may still do that, but if you remember from my last week's episode, I made that big monogrammed holder for Ellie. Well, I decided to set it on top of that and see what it looks like. I'm not gonna give her this because I really do like it and I'll probably reuse it somewhere or maybe when I make one for myself finally. But I really love it. I think it elevated that project from last week. Maybe I will give it to her. I mean, I don't know. But I really do like this base. It's so versatile. We could use it for another candle, like another big beefy candle, and there's just so many possibilities. So when you see something that's a little bit tired at the thrift store and you're like, this is a really cool piece, but the finish is really not good, that is an easy fix. And you could get something that looks so expensive and all you have to do is do a little extra elbow grease, a little bit of paint. Okay, so the shower was a success, I think.
It was such a success. We had so much fun.
They're such a cute couple. I'm so happy for them. But I bet a lot of you are wondering who won the 3-minute challenge. Who do you think it was?
Probably me.
It was maybe me, I think.
Well, I have a reputation to uphold because I won last time.
Last time I went with you guys, I won.
We're gonna tell you right now. So we're gonna use my phone. It's got Google Lens on it. That's how we're gonna look up the prices and do price comparisons. Shall we start with Leslie? Let's start with Leslie's item and we're gonna look those up. So I get this question all the time. It's lens.google.com and it's an app, but I have an iPhone, so you just have to kind of type that in. And then what you do is you see that little picture thing right there. We're gonna take a picture and, okay. So, oh, I don't know. This one looks pretty close. Let's pull this one up. That almost looks exact, and it is $12.99. I don't know. It could still win. We never know.
That's true, but probably not.
But Lisa's is already marked at $50, so I don't know.
I'm no dummy.
Okay. All right. I don't know, Lisa. Oh no. I found one for two for 50, one for 25. We'll go with 50, 49.
But that's how much they're selling.
That's how much you're selling it for.
So they're asking market value. So
oh my gosh.
$50, you're still winning.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, we're gonna do mine now. I see it.
Oh,
Yep,
jeez.
That's exactly. I don't see any prices though.
Not that I'm happy about it, but
Where?
go back up to the top.
You know what? I think I.
There you go.
Oh, there.
Oh, but that one's different.
Oh, that one is different. Okay.
Oh yeah, because that one's only 14. Wait, go down. Go down.
I think it's this one. This is a different one, so let's try this one.
Oh, it is that one.
Not giving me a price. Okay, we're gonna have to go with we're gonna have to find the closest one.
That one's 14.
This one's
I'm down with that.
This one's
427.
It's not
Leslie's like, it ain't that.
Oh, here's another one.
Oh, 147. Ah, lame.
I mean, it's not in $147 condition.
That's true.
It's $20, guys.
There you go.
Honestly, though, it's not my style, so I'm going to leave it for somebody else to really score on. So this was fun, and I'm good for it.
Oh man, that's okay. You know we're gonna do a redo, so it's fine.
All right, I did it! Woo, woo, woo!
Oh, bummer.
You know I'm going to rub it in for the next until we go next time,
Never
right?
hear the end of it.
I know, well, that's why we continue to do this. So everybody gets a turn eventually to win. But
no,
congratulations.
It was fun. You guys
We're
are
not
good
salty at
sports.
all.
All right.
I won! I actually felt a little bit bad for all the celebrating that I did in there. But if you knew my friends, you would understand that it was all in good fun. But it was fun to win, even though the store was a little bit picked over, and that's okay. That's the thing about thrifting, is sometimes it's a feast and sometimes it's a famine. It was a famine, but we were still able to find a couple of gems within all of that, and I am really happy with my finds. I was also able to find my beautiful pieces on Facebook Marketplace, another secondhand place where you can really find exactly what it is you're looking for, or really close, and put a little elbow grease in that and get from $100 to $1,500 a piece dressers with literally less than a day or half a day of work. And it was worth every effort I put into it, because not only do I love them, but I now have a set of $3,000 dressers that I paid $200 for. So there you go. So don't forget, while I was shopping, I had to find Lisa a specific item. If you want to find out what I bought for Lisa, for her to make over, you're going to have to go over and check out her channel. And while you are there, she is so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers. That's a huge mile marker for people who are content creators on YouTube. So if you wouldn't mind, while you're over there, hitting that subscribe button for her too. She has amazing content that you love. I would really appreciate it.
So as a side note, do you think I should use some Ribbon Buff and make these knobs look brass to match, or just leave them alone? I think they could look kind of cool brass.
In the meantime, also, if you enjoyed this episode, here's some more that I think you would like as well. And to all of you, you're absolutely amazing. And I hope you know that you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.